Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Wednesday, July 12th.
We're getting taxation without representation.
Residents rally against proposed tax doubling for road maintenance and infrastructure. Amy Cherry has our top story.
Less than a dozen Mondex residents came out to speak against an effort to double a tax on Daytona North residents to pay for road maintenance and infrastructure improvements. One resident complained more people would have shown up if the meeting wasn't in the middle of the day.
A lot of the individuals that wanted to be present today are at work, and they all ask if we could do an evening meeting so they can come because they work.
Let's hear more from those who did show up to the meeting.
We don't care what goes on Flagler Beach. We don't get any tax breaks because we live in Bunnell.
The Mondex area is a low-income area. Not everybody can afford that, and now you're hurting everybody by raising. I think the money can come from somewhere else.
They don't ask me when they need their beaches with their $1 million homes on them fixed. Do they hear me coming out of the woods arguing? No, they don't. Because we are a people. We the people. We take care of each other. And we don't need the government standing on our necks, taking every last penny that they can get.
Flagler County Administrator Heidi Petito says the tax rate hasn't been increased since 1993.
Ideally, it should probably be tripled to provide the amount needed to maintain the area, which would be about $779,000. However, we understand the impact that would have on residents.
Flagler County Commissioner Leanne Pennington called some of the rates excessive.
They're charged to pick up a dead animal out there. They're charged for the canal cleaning, which those canals, you could argue, benefit the entire county to be dredged because all flowed west. So I just think the equipment charges, when you go through this, is excessive. It's double the amount of the actual labor there. And I think that's something this board could ease. This is the workforce housing for Flagler County, and we don't do a lot to create workforce housing. This is something that we could control.
But amid her complaints and the complaints of residents, the commission voted 4-1, with Pennington casting the sole no vote on a first attempt to double the special assessment rate. A final vote will happen in the coming weeks. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Amy Cherry.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. Palm Coast will soon welcome a new comprehensive cancer treatment center. Construction of the Advent Health Palm Coast Freitag Health Plaza will begin in the coming months on the hospital's campus near State Road 100. It's named in honor and recognition of a gift from Palm Coast residents Peter and Sue Freitag.
I think everybody knows someone, a friend, a relative, someone that has cancer. And so now we're going to have a cancer plaza that people can come to, they can be diagnosed, treatment, and they don't have to go out of town.
Peter is a cancer survivor, which makes this project very dear to Peter and Sue's heart. Let's take a look at the Flagler County Sheriff's Office Weekend Roundup.
A very busy weekend for the Flagler County Sheriff's Office. Deputies made 10 arrests. To begin on Friday at around noon, FCSO deputies responded to a home on Empress Lane after the resident reported their white SUV had been stolen from their driveway. Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley.
Deputies quickly found the vehicle, working with our real-time crime center and alert deputies on the scene in investigating, searching for this vehicle. Individual was identified and was caught and was arrested and taken to the Green Roof Inn, where he's being held on $16,500 bond.
There was another notable case.
Another traffic stop led to an arrest and drugs seized. An individual on a Kawasaki motorcycle was stopped. It was determined he was operating a motorcycle, no motorcycle endorsement.
And over the weekend, deputies handled 1,050 calls for service and made 228 traffic stops. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
Why do babies not get vaccines?
Flagler County Medical Director Dr. Stephen Bickles said that babies are not ready for vaccines.
You can't really vaccinate before 6 months. The immune system's not developed enough to really take the vaccine, so we actually rely on maternal antibodies.
Dr. Bickles said that by the mother being vaccinated, the antibodies would transfer to the baby in utero. Flagler Health Matters is on WNZF on Saturday mornings at 11:30 and on the Flagler radio app. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.